It's true, too.
I know.
Teachers always like, oh, Wikipedia, you couldn't possibly. No, really?
Don't trust Wikipedia. It's not always the truth. You know what?
It actually is.
It goes back to the truth. Leenock.
There is Leenock. What? Oh! That is like the best sign yet. They were burned underground.
Good.
I was like, what is he going to do? Is it going to be some magic eye? Is it going to be like...
Pause the game. I want to go back to that sign.
You know, that picture where it's like it's a young lady if you look at it one way and it's an old lady if you look at it another way? Have you seen that picture?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Over here in the bottom left, we have our Terran player who's never been out of Code S. He refuses to die. His ID, a StarCraft 1 spell the Queen used. Wait.
Ojes, Ensnare.
Ensnare.
Thank you for that sound effect, Aces.
I'm good at that. No, but Ensnare is really a talented player, and I think this is going to be a great match.
Well, yeah, and there's definitely something about Ensnare that he can be this solid and just still be around.
Yeah, and of course he was like the best Terran at the start of the game too.
Yeah,
that really says something. That shows a very strong game sense.
Yeah, quite does. But will he be able to not be knocked down in the round of 48 of Code A? Of course, that doesn't mean he's like out forever. He's still in Code A. He can win and continue to advance and do a good job.
Oh no!
Whoa, Leenock.
Run!
And we're actually seeing a gas from Ensnare.
By the way, guys, I don't know if you watched yesterday's cast, but we did discover that the drone wears boxing gloves.
Yes,
and you actually watch the drone attack. He actually has like little punches.
Yeah, he does.
It's like the cutest thing. If you don't believe me, load up the game, make the drone attack the structure, zoom in, and you'll be like, oh my god, they're right.
Yeah, he boxes it. The sickest left jab, man.
It's got a mean left hook. Sick reach, too. Here's the hatchery, close to completion. And, yeah, man. I mean, these guys are just going to have to macro up. This is one of these maps where it should be a long game. I feel like this is the map with the longest games you ever cast.
Yeah, I think so. You know, this is definitely a map that's just so long that you don't kill it, people. And that's what makes it long. The fact that the map is long makes games long. It's a pretty pretty straightforward thing there. We are going to have Reactor Hellions from Ensnare, just very standard. Good opener. Leenock, on the other hand, getting speed, getting queens, yada, yada, yada. Same openings that we see quite often because they are great openings. It's just they're being as economical as they can without being stupidly passive or, you know,
way over aggressive.
Yeah. You have to find a balance.
Do you think it feels good when the queen lays a creep tumor? It feels great.
It probably feels pretty good.
Glad to get
it's
that
anything like when I lay a creep tumor. It feels awesome.
2 Hellions on the way here. And know the placement of the structures here. I mean, putting the barracks there. He might put one more barracks there. You don't want to die to a Baneling bust or anything like that. He may also just make 2 Hellions. You know, you never know. He may make 6 or 8. You don't know.
Yeah, definitely could be. Well, I love what Ensnare's doing right now, getting the very quick next command center, but Roach Warren being made for Leenock. This is actually something that Leenock will do pretty often. Lately, it's been a noticeable percentage of his games that he has actually hit Roach Ling timings against his Terran opponents. And I would not be surprised to see him do that here. It can be a very great counter to something like what Ensnare is doing, which is Reactor Hellions plus an extra command center. You know, he's going to be very unit low, but he is making Marauders, so he has studied, he's done his homework on Leenock. You know, maybe that's one of the reasons why Ensnare has stayed for so long. Because why else should you be making a Marauder right now out of your 1 barracks? You'd be making it because you know Leenock does like roaches. And in fact, 8 roaches and a Baneling nest on the way.
All right, so
Leenock's doing this build that he does like and he's good at.
We'll see how the timing goes. Excuse me. Not a ton of Hellions out so far, but he's just moving around the map. But these Hellions now know, okay, so the element of surprise is going to be gone. And oddly enough, he didn't even check the watchtower.
No, you know, that,
I don't know.
That
I don't
was
know
a
how I feel
mistake.
about that.
That was, I guess he's going on this path. He's chosen this path as
just for speed and efficiency.
Yeah,
or whatever.
you know, if he checks the watchtower, he has to go down and then to the left. I guess he just wanted.
Oh, now look here. He can actually go around and intercept the Zerglings that are going to come in here. Because everybody knows with the Roach timing, you send the Roaches first and Zerglings come in later because they're faster.
And there is a bunker with 2 Marauders in it.
Oh!
He's actually just. That's actually an interesting choice. The drones. He wants to win the game right here, basically. If he holds the attack and kills a bunch of drones. And, well, yeah, that basically means, hey, if I hold your attack, you are so dead because he's killed 14 workers. Because he's killed 15.
My God, that's a lot of Banelings.
It's a lot of Banelings indeed, but we have triple bunkers, we have Marauders, we have Hellions. These things are all pretty good.
Look at that, even lets that Hellion intentionally tank that damage.
And beautiful Banelings right now. Oh my God.
Oh, he's going to go for workers.
And you know what, Leenock, will he do enough damage here to make this worthwhile?
Yeah, he's trying to even out. He wants to go back to square one. That's so smart. Both guys lost so many workers.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
Look at that.
Look at that. That's beautiful. Because had he tried to go for the bunkers and tear his opponent down and win the game that way, he would have lost. There would have been too many SCVs for Ensnare. So he switched up his strategy, went straight in there, and tried to get SCVs. He did it, and now the playing field is evened out. Great game.
Yeah, and actually that was a really complex scenario. You actually described it really perfectly. And it's hard to wrap your head around that in the game. The perfect move for Ensnare would have been to move up his SCVs immediately, knowing that's the one way Leenock can even up the game.
Yeah.
You're completely right, Tasteless. That was beauty. That was beautiful. I'm really digging this game. This game is one cool cat.
Yow!
Yowzers.
Whoa, Papa Daddy-o. Oh, look at those crepe tumors. Reminds me of acne.
Ew, I didn't want to think that. Now I'll always think it. Why?
It's okay, I don't have acne right now, man. Except for my one pimple I get on my nose.
You don't have it right now, though.
No, my Rudolph pimple.
Now that you said it, it's like Beetlejuice, man. It's just going to come.
Is it?
Yeah. After saying it 3 times.
That's what happens if you say creep tumor 3 times in the mirror.
You get a pimple on your nose?
Yeah. You're going to get acne.
Well, I'm definitely
Oh, nice. Okay, that was called not microing. I was sort of sitting there waiting for that to be moved.
That was also called really microing from Leenock.
Yeah, depends on who you're talking about.
It's quite a dichotomy of
empty,
micro versus non-micro.
Yeah.
When you micro and your opponent doesn't micro, you win the battle.
That's true.
Normally.
You know, I remember the first time I showed, it was in high school, I was showing my friends what micro was.
Yeah.
And this is back in StarCraft 1, okay, guys? So this is back when, when people would play StarCraft, most people would play with one hand on their chin and the other one on their mouse.
Yeah.
And they would, send the units to battle and, watch. And I was showing my friends, I'm like, watch this. And I killed a Zealot with a Marine. I was just running around, shooting him down and running around corners. And these guys freaked out. I mean, these guys were like, oh my God, I never saw the game this way. I didn't know. I changed their lives, Artosis.
That's really cute, man.
Yeah, man.
My friends, I started playing hardcore because I wanted to crush them and become good.
Yeah, I had that happen
stopped
too early
playing
for
me immediately.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you play too much.
All right, the Zerglings now chasing out the SCVs. No third base for you, as a 2-base timing is now coming out to try to deny this base. So we might have another trade here. Yeah, I remember early on, a kid wanting to get in a fight with me in school because he claimed I was a map hacker. Because I checked all the expansions on the map. He's like, how would you possibly know? I'm like, I don't know, man. You're a crazy person.
Right,
you're bad at the game too.
We have Baneling speed is done. A bunch of meters on the way.
Oh, he might have to pick up. He might have to pick up here.
Yeah. Beautiful surround by Leenock, using those Banelings.
That was a weird situation for that pickup over there. That felt like I was watching the lifeboat scene in Titanic or whatever. I was like, which class are you? All right, we have a drop coming over here. A small drop, but one that could still do a lot of damage.
A bunch of mutas did just pop out, so we'd probably send those up with some lings to clean this up. And there they come. This game is actually looking pretty cool, but little bit scared for Leenock. He just passed the SCV count of Ensnare. Ensnare's really been on top of his SCVs, 55 against the 58 of Leenock. Ensnare is really, I mean, when the pressure's on, man, he does put out. There's no question about it.
He's not a prude. We have the Marine, the Beatles taking some shots.
Oh my God, I'm just sitting here in shock at how funny you are.
Thank you, Artos. I wasn't sure if you were going to like that one.
Oh, yes, I love that one. Thank you. No, thank you for doing it.
All right, this bunker's going to finish just in time, but I guess he's not going to use it. So these Zerglings are going to come in here and do a lot of damage. However, at least the SCVs and the Mules haven't been hit yet. And actually, that was not a very impactful attack. He killed a bunker and,
yeah. It's pretty normal. We have 1-1 upgrades for the Zerglings. For the Marines, we have 0-0, but 1-1's about to finish right now.
Now. All right. We got it.
All right.
Fourth base.
Ensnare, adding another fact, his macro is actually looking really good. He's up at 140 against the 140 of Leenock. Ensnare's playing so well.
See, here's the thing, Artosis, is that most Zergs, they can only get to second base with me, okay?
Yeah.
They get their natural expansion up, all right? Some of these Zergs, they try to go to third base, all right? But I'm not that kind of guy, all right? I'm not that kind of player, all right?
You hit a timing?
But no, I hit a timing. But I have never been to fourth base with a certain player, okay?
Oh, really?
No, I'm not.
You end the game before then, one way or
I'm not
another?
that kind of lady, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, well, I know how this battle is going to end.
How?
I think the Mutas will win that.
Yeah, you're right. They won.
Call me a clairvoyant.
Good foresight.
Uh-oh, timing attack. Oh!
That looked painful.
Look at they got slimed on Nickelodeon. All right, the hatchery taking a lot of damage here.
Will be canceled, of course. A ton of mutas are out, Taste. That is a ton of mutas, man. And almost, there we go. Takes out one siege tank. Leenock wants to do...
it's an isolated group.
Oh, man. That's a little bit sloppy. And in fact, he's going to pick off more and more. And with this many mutas, he's going to clean this up easily.
He will win this easily. Let me see here. This is...
And all these medevacs are going to go down, man.
Why does it say on your screen that's only... Oh, excuse me, that's the wrong tab. 21 mutas out here.
Yeah, and Tasteless, I mean, that was actually the most important thing that's happened in this game. The fact that he just slaughtered that army, like, very cost efficiently. Leenock's supply has now jumped way ahead of Ensnare's, whereas it was opposite before. 165 to 124. Well, he's got a ton of mutas.
If you notice, Leenock's army was playing ring around the rosy there in that middle area. They were not all... united.
You've got to unite, man, especially when you're a hive mind.
Yeah, no kidding.
Doesn't make sense otherwise. And now the mutas are going to start their killer harassment. Ensnare is in so much trouble, Tasteless. Leenock just targeting down everything important.
Getting that orbital. That base might be mined out, guys, but that's a lot less fuels. Leenock is everywhere. Boom. Orbital is gone. Going after reactors and everything else now. Wow, it would be so scary to be that tank. Okay, so these Marines now getting surrounded. Zerglings coming over. I think suddenly this game has just been lost for Ensnare. I mean, that happened really fast, but he just turned him upside down. Look, he's even going to burrow back here.
So smart. He killed off one orbital, so that's less scans possible.
Oh,
Are you really going to use a scan? Because those Zerglings weren't going to kill anything back there. Absolutely not.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is looking terrible for Ensnare. All those Zerglings are still burrowed behind Tasteless.
They will be unburrowing soon. See?
Yeah.
I didn't ask for these powers.
You know everything.
Potholes all over the map.
Well, Leenock just about maxed out and Ensnare about 110. He played the game so beautifully early on, but at this point, he has been picked apart. Leenock has over doubled his supply.
He's actually maxed just sending stuff at Ensnare. And look, Ensnare and Leenock, they were so even. But there was just one moment where Ensnare did not control his army perfectly, and Leenock tore him to shreds.
Yeah.
He put him in the nerd grinder is what he did, Artosis.
Yeah.
Sickest nerd
Well,
grinder.
he's throwing him down to the wood chipper, Tasteless.
The nerd wood chipper. It's straight out of the end of Fargo right now. That's what I'm seeing. Fargo nerds.
GG. And Ensnare, I'm sorry, your Code S run is officially done.
Leenock was so out of control, I expected him to just flip the table over after that.
I know, seriously, he was a table flipper that game. He'd have to be pretty strong to do that. That table is part of the booth. You'd have to make the booth do a front flip.
You'd have to make the booth just fall forward.
Like, with him standing in it, doesn't even make sense. How would that ever work? You'd have to be able to fly.
He just, like, grabs the under part of the table and just, like, yanks up, and the booth does a flip. And there's Shoya giving a back rub.
How can I tell Shoya? Look at those knuckles.
Yeah,
those are clearly the knuckles of a Forgator.
All right, so we're going on to our last game, Artosis.
Yes, we are.
We are.
It's going to be Polt against Leenock. Sick match. Last time, Polt hit a beautiful timing attack and just did a little bit too much damage to Leenock, and Leenock was not able to recover because Polt just followed it up brilliantly. And now we're going to see the rematch. It's going to be on Antigua Shipyard. Should be awesome.
And frankly, I know we've seen MVP and other players play today, but Polt and Leenock have impressed me the most today. By far.
Well, you can't really take anything away from MVP because he just like owned everyone in like 2 seconds. He's like, whatevs. He's like playing like this.
The guys like start out the match and just like hits him in the solar plexus, and the nerd's like, and it's over.
That's not how you hit in the solar plexus. You hit
like
in the
this.
solar plexus, no, like that.
All right, now we know. We'll be back.
Street Fighter nerds will know what I just did.
We'll be back in just a little bit. Stay tuned.